comprehensive and it doesn't include all the projects we're doing. However, hopefully this gives you a taster. While I can answer some of the overall questions, if there's some difficult technical questions, then I might have to refer it to some of our own subject experts we've got in the room. Okay, so I'll start now. So I'm going to be talking about buses, taxis and changes to the public realm, which is really the streets in St Helier and how they're laid out and the type of facilities provided on them. So giving a little bit of history, since Liberty Bus took over in 2013, all buses have been fully DDA compliant. Craig will tell me what the actual initials stand for, but
Disability Discrimination Act.
So the UK Disability Discrimination Act compliant, and all buses have had a wheelchair ramp and a space on every vehicle for a wheelchair. We've been working hard to try and extend what our offering is in terms of shelters, and so we've been putting up about a shelter a month since 2015. We're also trying to improve the accessibility to those bus stops, because obviously there's no good having a bus stop if you can't get to it, and we're undertaking an audit of the accessibility of each bus stop and how people can get there. Because what we're aiming to do is to try and provide a journey from home to your destination. So it's not only about the bus journey or the taxi journey, it's actually how do you get to where you pick up the bus and how do you get from the bus station or the taxi rank onwards. Some of that will take time. Change to infrastructure is a long game, it's glacial, and the way the streets reform is expensive and does make time, but it does happen. And I think even if you look back in St Helier how it was 15, 20 years ago when I started my career, then you see it's actually very different and much more accessible to most people. In terms of the work we're taking in this audit of the bus stops, we're mapping all the inaccessible stops, and we're looking about how we can develop improvement schemes to how you can get to those bus stops, and also improve how the bus can operate when it gets to the stop in terms of the curb heights and the like. I won't dwell on this because Nikki's going to be talking about this, but Liberty Bus are also doing a lot of work in the background, or not so much in the background, in terms of accessibility cards. So this is cards that provide the drivers discrete information about any assistance that might be required, but I won't say anything more about that now, Nikki. Sorry. The other big piece of work we're doing this year is we're launching the concessionary travel pass scheme for people with disability on the buses to provide free transport. The intention is that we will be starting to we've passed out the criteria for the charities and professionals' comments, and the intention is that the forms will be available in February and passes will be available in March, and that's when the scheme will actually go live. The reasons for doing that are twofold. One is there's some time in terms of commissioning the cards, but also we don't want to launch it all on one day so that the professionals have to sign off the forms, get overwhelmed by applications, so it needs a little bit of a lead-in, so a soft launch. In order to get a bus pass, you'll need proof of identity and of residency. The details will all be included in the forms which will be able to be picked up at the Liberation Station, at parish halls, or sent to you as and if required, downloaded off the internet. It also requires an authorised signatory. That depends upon the disability who's required to sign those up. Some of that, wherever possible, we try to make that existing documentation where it exists. And the categories of disability that will be covered are people with vision impairments, hearing impairments, people in receipt of the Social Security Mobility Allowance, mental illness, learning disabilities, degenerative conditions, and walking difficulties and seizures and epilepsy, in the context of that they're long-term disabilities and they prevent the person from driving, which was the requirement of the States. That came in the initial proposition. Well, what have I done? No, I haven't. Yes, I have. Sorry. Page up. Go for it backwards. Yeah. In terms of taxis, we've been doing a lot of work in taxis over the last year, and now we have got 20% of the vehicles that are able to access the ramp are now wheelchair accessible, and we're increasing the number of accessible vehicles for people with other needs, such as swivel cushions, the visual highlights on door handles and the like, and we'll be bringing in new legislation for accessibility to be standard across the fleet from 2019. That's not all the vehicles being wheelchair accessible, that's about having a mix of different vehicles for people with different needs.
Might I ask a question at that point, please? You were talking about taxis.
Yes. Sorry, I can't see. It's going to come around here.
Sorry, I'm hiding.
Hi.
Excuse me, turning up late. Has any thought been given to taxis being accessible to?
Mobility scooters. I believe we have had a look at that. Tony's, who sat in the corner there, can give you a bit more information.
Obviously a WAN vehicle can allow certain
Because
certain-
I came back from France on the Friday the 6th, and try as they might, my travel agents, because the battery on this was getting a bit dicky, and try as they might, the travel agents spent, without a shadow of exaggeration, half the day trying to sort out a taxi to get me from the ferry terminal to Beaumont. No answer came, was no reply. I can only speak as I...
Yes, no, we appreciate it's a problem.
That's not a criticism, it's, but if people don't tell people, then people don't know.
No, I think it is a legitimate complaint, and one of the issues is one of the issues is actually getting the right information out there, which is one of the things we've been discussing this morning, and about how we can publish information through the Department of Infrastructure's Love Jersey app. So, anything to add, Tony?
No, all I was going to say is just mentioned about the from the 1st of January 2019, there is a requirement for all vehicles that access the public ranks but remain with a booking, so a pre-hire entity, will have to meet an accessible standard, and that Tristen was talking about handbars and illuminated handles and swivel cushions. That one of the requirements is that a collapsible mobility scooter, the one that you can take the battery out the back, you can fold down that, they must have the capacity in your vehicle to be able to put one of those in. Now, I'm not sure whether...
I think this is collapsible, but with a bit of a...
Yeah, and there are collapsible and there are collapsible.
Yeah.
My father's one was relatively straightforward, and what we've set, we've looked at a particular standard that was, I'm trying to remember the association in the UK that looks at it, to give us a cubic capacity size. Because if you look on like YouTube and that, and the sales pitches, you can see that it only takes them about 30 seconds to unravel it and put it in the